YouTube? We are here on Saturday, the 21st, September 2030. And when this is posted, the last video that I did was, I think, the first or second day of January. And we're now on, well, when you're watching this, it'll be the second day of February. Because I haven't been able to get to my recording studio because it's been cold, snowy. But let's hop into it so that we can clarify for everyone out there. The digital media champion is Anthony Bennett in his second reign, going for 1 day. This is a title that is based off of sort of like, not like a hardcore title, but more like a TV title. The grand title here stands more like an intercontinental title. 84 days, 8 successful title defenses. Bret Hart is still undefeated. We do have DIY as the International Tag Team Champions, which is not bad. They have 2 successful title defenses. The Knockouts Rumble was won by Zelina Vega. Then, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire won the TNA Knockout Tag Team titles. They've been holding it for a day. And, I'm not gonna say that this isn't deserved. I think they deserve it. The Knockouts Television Champion is Jenny Rose. Her and Kenzie Page might get into a storyline. The Knockouts World Champion is Jamie Hayter in her 6th reign. If I'm not mistaken, that is the record-breaking. No, almost. Gail Kim still holds the record at 7. The Rumble was also, the men's TNA Rumble was won by Chad Gable. Not bad. Drew Galloway won the TNA World title. He's held it for 63 days. His last reign was 4 days, and so this is more his comeback reign. Walter has been holding the TNA World Heavyweight title for 139 days. He beat MJF for it, and he's been on a roll. The World Tag Team Champions are David Benoit and Bryan Danielson. Now, for the people that knows wrestling good, we know what Chris Benoit did. It's bad. But that doesn't mean that we can't push David Benoit. So that's what I'm doing, is more giving it to the second generation. And then, of course, Seth Rollins is in his 3rd X Division title reign. 139 days, might I add. His last reign was 61 days. And then his first reign was almost record-breaking at 230 days. So, yes. And we still have alliance titles to look at. And what an alliance title is, for the people that don't know, an alliance is, for example, WCW back in the day held an alliance with the NWA, where they could use their title. And this deal that they had kind of really started souring 88 or 89. But it hit like an all-time extreme souring point when Ric Flair took the title hostage. But here we are. He's been holding the International Heavyweight title for 63 days. He beat The Rock for it. Tatum Paxley is the IWGP Women's World Champion. 107 days. Not bad. Now, the IWGP Women's Tag Team Champion is Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kids. 203 days isn't bad, but their successful title defenses are. That means they have defended it once. 83 days ago. And I can't really say anything here either. She has been holding it for 153 days. Nothing. Now, Lucky Ollie, he's been holding his for 56 days. One successful title defense. It's bad, but it's not as bad as the others. Now, Darius Martin and Dante Martin, they've been holding theirs for 182 days. They have 10 successful title defenses, which I respect. I respect that a whole lot because everyone else hasn't been contributing. They've been like, oh, you know what? I'm holding the title. I'm not going to defend it. Can't lose it if you can't defend it. I mean, I know where they're coming from with it, but no, that's bad. And for our newest people, our figurehead is Ace Austin. He's been a figurehead for 1,421 days. He's a good figurehead, but we're also priming MJF to be our next one. So, yeah, we've almost got $1 billion in the bank. We've beat WWE. We've beat AEW. I mean, AEW is getting quite bad because look at this stuff. 550. Takeover rejected, but this is getting bad. You know what? I'm gonna wind up buying that company. I'm gonna have to. And then I don't know what I'm doing after I buy it. I'm firing a few people. I might actually just keep it as a second thing. Take out some of the competition. I don't know. I feel like if I buy AEW, that would be the end. I wouldn't have nothing to do because we're friends with WWE like TNA is in real life. I feel like there would be nothing else to do. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. We're at a point right now where I can go over here and trade, for example, we'll say Bryan Danielson, trade him for, Bronson Reed or something silly. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a silly trade, but you know what I'm saying. And with that being said, we have a whole bunch in the series that I really want to get done with. But if we buy out AEW, I'm pretty sure that, well, I mean, a second company will jump up to the occasion. I can tell you that now. Two of these, one of these is mine. Technically speaking, two of these was. I bought this one, but I did let it go. Here's the thing, though. Oh, you know what? If I buy AEW, I would wind up bringing over Ring of Honor as well. I mean, don't I have an alliance with them? Like to where there's... Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I could promise to where NWA would be the third big company. But, I mean, Sorry, my nose is stopped up some. But I mean, we're to the point now. When we started out, Impact wasn't getting 10,000 people on an event. We're getting that on TV shows. We're getting 40,000 people on events. So that tells me that we're doing good. Even though there's some bad booking decisions on my end. And here's another thing. Randy Orton's 50 years old. He's still going like he's 24. He's in one of his best heel runs yet. With even Edge and Batista both hyping him up. I mean, and so we did bring Cody over, and we're gonna see if Cody can actually be like, "Hey man, you ain't yourself. You need to get a hold of yourself," or something to the effect. But who knows? Randy might have the reverse effect, and we might not have Cody trying to bring him back. We may have something worse. I mean, Cody is a heel, it says, which I think may have happened by accident. Yeah, he's already had a match. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so we start to show off with Randy Orton cutting a promo, and he comes out and he says, I've been in this business long enough to know that respect isn't given, it's earned. But I'm sick and tired of these idiots that don't know who they're messing with. So let me refresh you all. I've taken out legends, destroyed careers, and I'll do it again with a smile on my face. Gets a 92, which is not bad. Jenny Rose defeated Akari. I'm probably saying her name wrong. It's probably a carry, but she makes defense number 2 of the TNA Knockouts television title for 53. CM Punk defeated Austin Theory for 58. Flawless and Lawless versus Mysterio and Pentagon. This helps out the tag team division. And then we see Liv Morgan cut a promo on Marshall Von Erich's actions last week. She's all casted up. She has a hurt arm and a lot. And she says, you know what? I've been in this business a long time. I've taken my fair share of hits. I've been knocked down more times than I can count. But last week was different. Last week, Marshall Von Erich proved to the world that he's not some warrior of honor. He's not some torchbearer of the Von Erich name. No. Last week, he showed the world exactly what he is. A coward. Marshall, you want to talk about consequences? You want to blame Ace for what happened to me? Nah, don't twist this. You made the decision to put your hands on me. You made this choice to attack me when I was defenseless, all to make some sick little statement. And let me tell you something. You're going to regret every second of it. You walk around here preaching about your legacy and how you and Ross are the future of this industry, but what kind of future are you building when you attack someone who couldn't even fight back? You're no better than every other insecure bully there is. Just like all of them, you're going to get what's coming to you. Heck, we may see Liv Morgan versus Marshall Von Erich by the end of this. But, Ace Austin versus Drew Galloway happened, and Drew Galloway defeated Ace Austin with a Claymore kick for a 74. So not bad. But the show did get a 45 because, we didn't do many angles. Okay. So Rhea Ripley cuts a promo about Jamie Hayter, and she says that Jamie Hayter hides behind the group of the hate group because she's insecure about losing the title. And then Bret Hart Jr. cuts a promo saying that he's undefeated and will stay undefeated. AJ Styles is actually backstage walking, and one of the interviewers grabs him and asks him what he thinks about the attack that Marshall Von Erich did, and he turns to the camera and he says, "It was a show of cowardice, dishonorable actions, and he should be how would the word go? He should be suspended." But the Unholy Union makes it 55, and while this match is happening, they announce that it will be Ace Austin versus Ross Von Erich tonight for the main event. And so we see Marshall Von Erich walking towards the entranceway to the match, and out of nowhere he gets taken out by Liv Morgan flying off the back of one of the crates backstage. And then, the match got an 84 because nobody interfered. $87 pop. Wow. Okay, so we start to show off with the pre-show match of Miro and Jon Moxley versus John Cena and Adam Page. John Cena is being more active this year. Ayaki Yayo and the New Day versus Malachi Black and the Von Erichs for 76. Walter cuts a promo and he says, "I am the ring general that will hold this title until this company goes out of business. I will hold it until all the champions around me fell. I will hold it forever." MJF is on the screen and he cuts a promo backstage and he says, "Walter, you really are a big mouth runner. You only have that title because you got lucky. And now that Chad Gable has a shot and I can't do anything to you because if I do, I won't be guaranteed a shot after you and his match. So, this being said, Ford, if you walk out of the match, I'm coming for you. But if Chad Gable walks out of the match, I'm coming for him." Zachary Wentz versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano defeated Zachary Wentz with the Hurt Donut for a 67. Rhea Ripley defeated Ava Flawless with a Riptide for a 70. Then Kevin Steen versus Ricochet. Ricochet defeated Kevin Steen for a 78. Then the Von Erichs are backstage cutting promos, and they say, "I can't believe that Ace is such a coward that he has to have Liv to handle his work." It's trying to get under his skin because they do have a tag team match in which it gets an 86, but Ross Von Erich actually pins Seth Rollins with the Iron Claw for an 86. And afterwards, Ace Austin and Seth Rollins accept that they lost and they respect it, but they're saying that's far from over. 89, not bad. That's a good show. In fact, that may be one of our highest. Okay, MJF says he has an interview that takes place backstage, and they ask him, "Why do you want the World Heavyweight Championship so much?" And he says, "Every person out there has one thing that they love, or one person that they love. Every person that I've ever loved betrayed me. The only thing that hasn't betrayed me is the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Every single day I commit to the training, to the exclusive hours. It's excruciating pain all the time just to get that title back." Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter, of course, kept her title. She ain't about to lose it on Impact. Rhea Ripley did come out, though. Well, she actually came on the Titantron, but she said, Jamie Hayter, you better hope that Zelina Vega wins. And if she does win, that means I'll go after her. Or if you retain, I'm coming for you. Walter cuts a promo. He says that Chad Gable has no chance at winning, and neither will MJF. Andrade cuts a promo and says that Walter has a big mouth, and it doesn't stop very long before Brawl gets took in, and he gets took out. But anyhow, Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton for a 7-5, and he's trying to show Randy Orton that he's just, that deep down he knows that he's a good person. Chad Gable cuts a promo, and he says, Walter, you don't know what I've been through for the last 2 years. The last time I was champion was over 2 years ago. It has been an excruciating amount of pain that no person should ever have to go through. But I went through it not once, not twice, but countless times to get that title. And when I get it at Bound for Glory, you'll never see it again. Edge and The Miz cut promos. They are going for the Daniel Bryan and Dave Benoit's tag team titles. And yeah, it was a great match. 67. Ace Austin versus Adam Page. It got an 85. And Marshall Von Erich was out at ringside, and he tossed up a sign after the match concluded, in which Ross Von Erich came to ringside and said, bring them, and the crowd isn't sure on who they're talking to, and Jacob Fatu's music hits, in which he and Batista's bringing out Seth Rollins and Liv Morgan, and Marshall tells Ace that he has a limited time to choose which one will be hurt. But of course, Ace is the good guy right now, so he's gonna find a way to come out on top. 91. This might be our best show yet, though. Okay, Joe Hendry defeated Adrian Alentis with a freak of nature. We see Rey Mysterio pin Morris with the 619 West Coast Pop, 57. Cesar Bononi versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, of course, defeated him. Zelina Vega cuts a promo backstage, and she says, Rhea Ripley, you won't have to worry about facing me when I win that title, because we both know your common enemy is the title holder right now. So when I win, you have the title holder all to yourself. Jeff Jarrett then has a video package, and he says Rhea Ripley cannot get involved at the women's world title match at Bound for Glory. And also, if Marshall Von Erich keeps attacking Liv Morgan or has his associates attack Liv Morgan, he will be suspended for 3 months. Tiffany Stratton, we see a video package of her. It gets 72. Then Sami Zayn defeated A-Kid with the brain buster. I'm not exaggerating it. That's how it's spelled. Then Alba Fry versus Heather Reckless. Heather Reckless actually defeated Alba Fry. Oh, that's Fire. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Pac and Alec Price versus Suicida and Anthony Bennett for a 50. Nick Aldis defeated Diego Hill for a 63. Then Myro cuts a promo and says that maybe he needs to be the one to challenge Walter for the World Heavyweight title. Jamie Hayter is backstage and she says, Rhea Ripley, you really want to face me? Too bad, you won't be able to. Then Cody Rhodes has a promo backstage and he says, Randy, I know you're listening, so I'm going to make this short but simple. I know you're a good person because I've seen you be a good person. But I've also seen you on this evil, brutish run that you're on right now. Heck, in fact, I was with you when you was on this run before. I was with you as a brother. But now, Randy, I think the time's come where I need to step up and say, you've came too far. You attacked Christian Cage in front of his family. You attacked Edge in front of his family. You tried to retire Edge again. You tried to retire Christian again. So if it has to come to it, Randy, I will have to retire you if it has to end that way. And then Charlotte Flair versus Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley defeated Charlotte Flair to make defense number 4 of the IWGP Women's title. Then Chad Gable defeated Austin Theory with the Gable Lock. Ace Austin defeated David Benoit for an 86. And there was no interference because Jeff Jarrett placed a thing, a rule where cops had to be around the ring at this time. But Marshall, after a match, and when Ace went backstage, Marshall came out and said, I know you want your revenge, Ace. Face me in a last man standing match. Special guest referee, Cactus Jack. Gets a 92. 70 though. Okay, so we have Anthony Bennett versus Alec Price in a pre-show match. Also, Anthony Bennett wins. 59, okay. Bret Hart cuts a promo about how he's undefeated. Okay. Edge and The Miz cut promos about how they're going to beat Bryan Danielson and David Benoit for 75. And they return with they won't beat them. But Bryan Danielson does have some odd tension. And Tatum Paxley defeated Kerry Bristow for a 78. Not bad. Then the Von Erichs accuse Jeff Jarrett of being a Ace Austin suck-up. In which then they make fun of Ace Austin for being a Jeff Jarrett suck-up. But then Ricochet is backstage and cuts a promo saying that Jeff Jarrett was against Ace Austin for as long as he remembers. Seth Rollins cuts a promo about how the Von Erichs should be ashamed of their actions. Anyhow, Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson for a 65. Oof. Then Ace Austin cut a promo saying, yes, Marshall, I will agree to your last man standing match. Under one condition. And that one condition is that it ends at Bound for Glory. Bret Hart Jr. defeated Akate Shockey for a 69. Then Jenny Rose defeated the fabulous Carmella for a 48. Ace Austin defeated Windham for an 85. Not bad. It got a 92. We've got to check out and see if these are making our records. Okay, this is a sad day. Randy Orton has announced that he is preparing for an announcement. So that means that we're gonna what the heck is this? Means we're gonna end the storyline of him versus Christian Cage coming up, and yeah, it was a wow. He it's it's a career that nobody can really explain. How he went from exactly one of the most babyface looking blue chippers to the heel that we know of today. 30 years of experience. Wow. We're yeah, we're gonna do it. We start to show off Bound for Glory. We start Bound for Glory off with the hot tag team match of DIY versus the New Day. Got a 63. Bret Hart Jr. versus Ricky Knott Jr., in which Ricky Knott Jr. does it. He breaks Bret Hart's undefeated streak. And there was no selling really shown, this says. Then here's our third match. It's the Unholy Union versus Icons Unlimited. Now, I'm gonna put a good reign behind these two. I am. But we'll go to our next match here. Let me get to it. Okay, in our next match, MJF defeats Ayaki Yayo, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes for a 72. Edge and The Miz cuts promos and they say, tonight is the night we will take the World Tag Team titles from Bryan Danielson and David Benoit. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler to make defense number 9 of the TNA X Division title. Gets 72. Here it is. The Rabbit Dynasty versus Rated Awesomeness. Rated Awesomeness did defeat the Rabbit Dynasty. And so after a match, David Benoit is saying he's sorry. And Bryan Danielson kind of nods. Then he does a running knee to David Benoit to turn on him and to jumpstart the Bryan Danielson versus David Benoit storyline. The Rock cuts a promo backstage saying, we're coming up on TNA Wrestling 2031, the game. Chad Gable defeated Walter. He did it. He won the TNA World Heavyweight title. Kenzie Page defeated Jenny Rose for 52 to win back her Knockouts television title. Jamie Hayter versus Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega wins the TNA Knockout Tag Team title, or World title, excuse me. Drew Galloway defeated Charlie Regal. And this is probably the biggest match of tonight. Ace Austin defeated Marshall Von Erich in a last man standing match, which Mick Foley was the special guest referee. And we just ended the Ace Club storyline. This storyline has been going on for 2 in-game years, 1 in real life year. It has been, it's been going for more than 2 in-game years. It's been, if we look at the start of the Ace Club back in 2026, and then now, it's crazy. But a whole, for real year, we have spent on this right here. And you know what? Paid off. I can't say that the TNA series will live out for another 6 seasons or whatever. Can't say it'll live out for the rest of this season. But this right here was the storyline that carried the entire series. And we just ended it. We're going to have to build either a new one from scratch or let it die. Time to get pillaged by the... What the heck? Sorry. We're gonna give Ace Austin some love. Ricky Knott Jr., of course. JF. You know what? We don't really ever give Mick Foley. The financial report. $4 million. Lost a lot of place. Okay. That's it for today. Can't believe it though. Our entire series was carried on that one storyline. That's when it started. 2025. I was wrong, it wasn't even 2026, it's 2025. And it started when... And I tell you what. It started when Ace Austin low blowed AJ Styles. For 5 years, this storyline went on. I'm more shocked that it lived this long. Like, storyline wise, this has been about as long as the Bloodline story. And if I may be able to say this here, it was not only the highest anticipated storyline, but the longest in-game storyline of this database. And it all started right here. Well, in this title reign. It all started when he won that Rumble right there. All started there. Batista started going out to that announce table and was announcing matches left and right. Started with Ace, then the Von Erichs. Before you know it, Ace Austin kicked AJ low. Pinned the match to win that way. Then clarified that they were the Ace Club. That was... I've played this game right here going on 3 full years almost. I have never booked a storyline so long nor so anticipated before. This may be the end of the series as we know it. But this right here will tell Okay, maybe it ain't the end of the series. Maybe we'll keep going until we get to buy them out. It's crazy because I remember I was sitting on a cot and I was like, what would be the ultimate storyline stable bigger than the NWO? And I'd already been teaming Ace and Marshall up for a while when Ross had did the well the well, I won't say the character because YouTube may say something about it, but we know what character Ross Von Erich was doing. And when I thought about it, I was like, that is a great tag team out there and a great stable. And once I here, I couldn't have done it without you peeps. YouTube is the only way that I could have did this. So, sure went out. If this is the last video of this series, it sure went out with a bang. Not like her Ring of Honors. So let's look at the stats right here real quick. Okay, so we didn't break that record or that other record. But we did break the highest attendance, the highest pay-per-view buy rate, and the highest viewership rating with Bound for Glory. Wow. Actually, we broke the highest viewership with Impact. And you know what's funny? I've earned TNA $1 billion. Jeff Jarrett's only had 50,000. I think I'll let you guys decide.